Revelation 4835. From the 12th of February 1950. Essential Deity. You humans certainly try to imagine me as the most perfect being, as the greatest spirit of infinity, yet you will never be able to fathom my being as a human being on earth. You only know limited things because you yourselves are imperfect beings which are bound to a form, and therefore you also imagine the highest entity as a form, albeit to a different extent, luminous and powerful. You cannot imagine that there is no limit for me, that I fill the whole universe and yet I am a being. And what you cannot imagine you do not want to accept as truth. I fill the entire universe with strength which, however, has to have an entity as its original source, because strength works in a constructional way, thus it is applied in the recognition of its effect for the emergence and maintenance of all creation, whether spiritually or earthly visible. All power must therefore be wisely directed, otherwise it would unfold elementally and cause the greatest harm. Thus the original source of strength must be a thinking entity whose wisdom knows every effect and therefore assigns its purpose to every work of creation, which cannot be expected from a strength alone. You must believe in this entity in me, otherwise I cannot speak to you because you do not listen to my voice. My love for you humans is infinitely great, and I would like to reveal myself to you in my entire nature, yet you would not be able to grasp it, and therefore you will only ever have to recognize me in a veiled form and believe that a being wants to make itself known to you if only you always wanted to, but you cannot accept this from a force. If you speak to me as beings on earth, the most powerful being in the universe will also incline towards you. It hears you and gives you an answer. Like you, it has intellect and free will, only to a degree you cannot imagine. However, I don't need a form in order to shelter my strength, yet for your sake I took on the form which is conceivable to you as the human being Jesus Christ, because my whole creation has the same form, and thus I sheltered the whole fullness of my divinity in this human form, just as the whole of creation also shelters me. Thus I am everywhere because I am an unlimited being which can be everywhere and also works everywhere. Yet only one being can draw close to you, and only one being can fulfill what you request. You can only strive for a being as a being itself due to its perfection, whereas striving for a strength from you would be absurd and eliminate all assistance on my part. For I only consider people where I am called upon as the highest being, otherwise they would not have the right faith in me and thus could not expect help from me either. You will never be able to fathom my nature as long as you live on earth. Yet you must believe in an essential deity, for only through this faith can you also penetrate this mystery, even if only in the state of perfection, but which you can only attain with my support, which you must request, which therefore irrevocably includes faith in me as an entity, and therefore you can only become blissfully happy through this faith. Amen.